Welcome to Sumita Roy's English classroom. I'm Professor Sumita Roy. With this video today, which is titled All Levels Grammar, and the topic is noun types, we shall take up many videos on grammar because that is what many of you say, that you would like to learn grammar in a systematic way. Some of you have said that you never had proper formal training in learning English. At the time when they were giving you the formal English grammar, you might not have paid attention or you might not have thought it was important. But to be able to speak a language well, you must know the rules of that language. How that language is constructed is very important. Although just grammar exclusively does not help you. Another point you have to remember is that grammar has to be learned by everybody. Even if your English is at the advanced level, you might still stumble with some grammar. Even when we have learned and taught English for a long time, it is not our mother tongue. Therefore, we too might have problems with grammar. So periodically, it is good for us to look through the rules and follow them while we speak and write. Why I'm calling it all levels is because the rules remain the same, but the exercises become graded. So for each of the videos, there will be separate exercises for beginners, for mid-level, and for the advanced learners. The rule will be the same, the explanation will be the same, but the manner in which you work out your tests will be different. So you can easily test yourself. Suppose you're interested, you can test yourself at all levels. But those who are at the beginner's level might want to do only the beginners first. After you have seen many videos, maybe 100 videos, then you can come back and do the other levels also. The videos are always available to you. So you can look through them whenever you feel like. When you're doing some other topic, you can also come back to this particular video again. So let us see one by one what the videos will bring to us. Today we have the types of nouns which we are going to talk about. Traditionally, these are the four identified as the types of nouns which we use in a language. Proper noun, as I told you in the first of our videos, when we were talking about beginner's drill nouns, the proper noun is a name of something specific. Your name and my name are all proper nouns. Suppose you have some pet animal, that name also is a proper noun. You have names of places, the place where you live, the country to which you belong, the language which you speak. All these are proper nouns. Then you have any specific name, especially suppose you're talking in terms of direction, east, west, north, south. When you're referring to a direction, that becomes a place. Then it becomes a proper noun. Hills, mountains, rivers, oceans, all these are proper nouns. Then we come to the major quantity of nouns which are common nouns. Unlike the proper noun which is specific, which is only one, only this one is called that particular name, that is a proper noun. But if many of the same variety are given the same name, that is a common noun. Nouns are all names. So any noun which can fit more than one specific object becomes a common noun. So again, you have human beings categories can be common nouns. You have places which can be common nouns. Animals and things are all common nouns. Then you have collective noun. A collective noun is not a plural. We will do in the next video the number and the gender. But collective noun is a single noun which refers to a group of things. It is a single word which is used to refer to a group of things. That is why collective, collection, more than one. An abstract noun is something which is totally different from all the other three because you can't see it or feel it or touch it or taste it. That means it is beyond the senses. It is something which deals with emotions or ideas. It is something which is not concrete. So now in new divisions, we also have something called concrete nouns, and we also have something called material noun. I'm not going to all those details because usually when you want to speak or write well, it is enough for you to know proper and common nouns, their uses, abstract nouns next, lesser in importance, but also you have to use, and collective nouns rarely, but still your English becomes better if you know collective nouns. So the major concentration is on the importance of nouns. A material noun is like something like gold or iron, things like that. Then you have, concrete nouns like stone, etc. But let us not go into those. Those fit into these four categories. In this slide, you will see the examples of proper noun, and in the next slide, you will see examples of the common noun. Whatever is put in bold is the proper noun. One thing for you to remember is that whenever a proper noun is used, at the beginning of a sentence, all words are put in capital. But a proper noun is put in capital whichever part of the sentence it is used in. So this you have to also note. London is the capital of England. Now there is the word London, which is bold, and there is the word England. Both are names of places. London is a city and England is a country. So the word city is common noun, country is common noun, London and England are proper nouns. Capital also is a noun, it is a common noun. Similarly, Mount Everest is in the Himalayas. Mount Everest, both are capitalized because it is the name of a mountain. It is a name of a peak. And Himalayas also capitalized. It's a range of mountains. Range is a collective noun. We will come to that later. The Pacific Ocean is larger in area than the Indian Ocean. Now, Pacific Ocean, proper noun, Indian Ocean, proper noun, although the word ocean by itself alone is not a proper noun. If you just have the word ocean, it's a common noun. But when it comes along with the name, like Pacific and Indian, then the next word ocean also becomes capital. That is proper noun. It's a part of the proper noun. The proper noun is actually Pacific Ocean. So we are not considering it as Pacific separate, ocean separate. Then you have Mr. Matthew is the father of Angela and Andrew. So Matthew is the name of a person, Angela is a name of a person, Andrew is a name of a person. All are proper nouns. The new name of MG Road is Silicon Valley Road. MG Road, although it's not fully spelled out, it is only, the initials are given M, capital G, capital. Still, everything is capitalized. Road is usually a common noun, but here it is not a common noun. It's a part of the name, so proper noun. Similarly, Silicon Valley Road. Valley is a common noun, but when it becomes Silicon Valley Road, Valley also is a part of that. Road is also part of that. All form the individual proper noun. It's a one unit proper noun. It's not three proper nouns. My pet Nuts. The name of the pet is Nuts. That's why it's proper noun. Is a baby monkey from the Gir forest. So the name of the forest. Usually the word forest is common noun, but here it is a part of a name. Therefore, proper noun. A single unit, Gir Forest, is the proper noun. Modern furniture store is the best shop in the new town area. Modern furniture store. Modern is usually an adjective. Furniture, noun, store, noun, both common nouns, but now they are a part of the name of one shop. So it is a proper noun. Modern furniture store, all capitalized. New town. New is adjective, town is common noun. But together they are the name of an area. So you say new town, capital, a single unit of proper noun. Natural History Museum was the place Vasu and his friends visited. So you see, Vasu is capital, name of a person. Natural History Museum is a particular building, it's a particular unit, so it is capital. It is also proper noun, single proper noun divided into 3 words. Treasure Island is a famous book by R.L. Stevenson. Names of books. Treasure Island is a very famous book. All of you can read. It improves your language. R.L. Stevenson, Robert Louis Stevenson, not given fully. R.L. initials are given. So capital, it's a single unit of noun, name of the author and name of the book. Have Ritu and her family seen the movie My Fair Lady? Now Ritu is the name of a person. My Fair Lady is a name of a movie. Also, proper noun, therefore highlighted. Now we move on to the common noun examples. Countries, because it's in the beginning of a sentence, it is capital, but otherwise, countries is a common noun here. In the south, have their winter, winter is common noun, when it is summer in the north. Summer is also a common noun. Seasons are common noun. So we have seasons are common nouns. So we have here summer and winter. Now south and north, as you can see, are capitalized. These are proper nouns. But here we are not looking at proper nouns. We are looking at common nouns only. The room has some tables. The room is a common noun. Tables, chairs, carpet, and sofa. So all these are common nouns. So tables, chairs, carpet. See, a carpet, but we are not considering a. We are only considering carpet, which is a common noun. And we are not considering, only sofa. So we are talking in terms of all these objects in the room, which is a place, are all common nouns. Books, notebooks, pencils, pens, and paper are available in this shop. Shop, as we discussed earlier also, the word shop is a common noun. And what is available in the shop are all common nouns. Books, notebooks, pencils, pens, paper. All these are bold, so you can easily conclude that they are all common nouns. We need some plates, spoons, forks, knives, and napkins for dinner. Dinner is common noun, and all these which you have mentioned, plates, spoons, forks, knives, and napkins, not and, but napkins. These are all common nouns. Now we have the next sentence. I like, and you have a series of fruit. You mention each of the fruits, and then it becomes a common noun. I like apples, bananas, papaya, grapes, and mangoes. So mangoes, grapes, papaya, bananas, apples, all are common nouns. Parents, children, teachers, and students. Now, so many varieties of groups of people are mentioned here. Everyone came for the picnic. Picnic again is a common noun. So you have parents, children, teachers, students, all these are common nouns. This garden, garden is a common noun, has names of flowers. Now they are also common nouns. roses, lilies, daffodils, and sunflowers. So living and we have the names of the flowers. All of them are common nouns. Now our teams play games, the names of all the sports which you can count, all are common nouns. Football, cricket, baseball, hockey, basketball. So these are all the names of the games. Team, of course, is a common noun, is a collective noun. We will do it next. You can pack shirts, dresses, skirts, trousers, or saris for the trip. Trip is a common noun, and all these items of dress, of clothes, are all common nouns. A pond, a stream, a lake, a tank, a river, and a sea all have water in them. So water is a common noun, and all these bodies of water, pond, small, collection of water, stream, flowing water, in the mountains you can see it, lake, bigger body of water, tank, again small, man-made usually, river, flowing water for long miles and miles, sea, huge body of water. So all these are common nouns. As I mentioned earlier, we shall have tests for beginners, then mid-level, and then advanced. So till now, we have done two types of nouns, proper and common. So you have to look at this passage, stop the video here if you feel like, point out all the proper nouns which you can see here, the common nouns which you can see here, then only proceed, because then you will be able to check yourself. Otherwise, the next slide has the answer. So you can just go to the next one, you continue to play the video, then you will go to the next one and you will get the answers on your own. But I would rather you test yourself. Self-assessment is the only way for self-improvement. Unless you test yourself, nothing happens. So let me quickly read through this and then we shall see the answers. Disa the crocodile called a young boy Gonu to help him cross Lake Blue. Gonu had a boat called Nav. He agreed to help Disa, but as soon as he went close to the crocodile, he caught him and said, "I'm hungry, Gonu, and I will eat you now." Gonu was very frightened, but he immediately called the wise cow, Nandu, who lived near the meadow, Sabuj. The name of the meadow is Sabuj. He called her, "Is it right to harm a person who's trying to help?" Nandu's meadow was near the Lake Blue, and she knew how cruel Disa was. So she said, "Disa, you must not eat Gonu. Search for some other food." Tattu the horse came running from the east. When he heard Gonu's question, he said, "Disa can eat the flesh of Mintu, the dead animal in dark forest. Why should Gonu lose his life?" The forest goddess Pari came suddenly and put a spell on Disa. Gonu escaped immediately. So this is the passage which you have to now find the proper and the common nouns in this passage. Now you can see the answers here for the beginners level test on proper and common nouns. So I have used highlighters. Proper noun is in green and the common is in gray. The passage is exactly the same as we saw in the previous slide, but here the nouns are marked. So you can see proper nouns are all capitalized. They are all names of something, sometimes a person, sometimes animal, sometimes a thing, but they are all names, names of specifics. And here the gray ones are the common nouns, they are non-specific. Disa, wherever it has come, in the first line, in the second line, then you have also in the next paragraph, last line 2 times, and then you have the next paragraph once and the last paragraph once. So many times the word disa has come. It is all proper noun, so capitalized. Then you have gonu. Gonu again has also come in the first paragraph 3 times, in the second paragraph 2 times, in the third paragraph also 2 times, and the last sentence once. So gonu has come many times. Then all these are proper nouns. Lake Blue is the name of the lake. So Lake Blue has come twice. First paragraph, first line, it has come. Then second paragraph, third line, it has come. So you can see Lake Blue. Also proper noun. Then you have the boat called Nav. Nav is put in capital and Nav is the name. Therefore, it is proper noun. Only once it has come. It has not come more than once. Nandu has come twice, which is the name of the cow. It is not cow, but the Nandu. So Nandu's name has come twice. Then the meadow is Sabuj, and that has come once. So that also is a proper noun. Then you have Tattu, the name of the horse, which is also a proper noun. Therefore, it is highlighted in green. Then you have Mintu, the dead animal. Then you have dark forest, that is a place. Then you have east, that is a direction. Then you have Pari, the forest goddess. These are all proper nouns which you have in the passage. Now look at the common nouns. Crocodile is there, boy is there, boat is there, meadow is there, person, cow, food, horse, question, flesh, life, animal, forest, goddess. I told you that noun collocation, advanced level collocation video 2, that is where you will find this. But for the time being, since this is only the beginner's passage, let us say forest and goddess are both common nouns. Now the mid-level test for finding out proper and common nouns is here. I'll read the passage to you quickly. Try to find the nouns as I read it and then check the answers in the next slide. Let us see if we know of any famous awards. Can you mention some? In the field of literature, there is the Booker Prize and the Pulitzer Prize. There is also the Nobel Prize for Literature. The Nobel Prize is given in 6 categories, of which literature is one. The others are physics, chemistry, medicine, economics, and peace. There are many awards for music too, like the well-known Grammy Awards. And for films, there are the Oscars. Those films which win the Oscars are given a statue. There are also the famous Cannes Film Awards. It is written as with S but pronounced as Cannes. Those are given by the French, while the Oscars are American. Just like Booker Prize is British and Pulitzer Prize is American. So you can see here, very easy to make out the proper nouns because they are capitalized, and then you have the common nouns which you have to spot also. Check first whether you know them, identify them, and then move on to the next slide. Here we have the answers to the previous passage, that is the mid-level test for proper and common noun. Again, the color scheme is the same. Proper noun is highlighted in green and common noun in gray. So we begin with the proper nouns. Booker Prize, although the word prize is a common noun, but when it comes as a part of a prize, proper prize, specific prize, then it becomes a part of that and it is a part of the proper noun. Pulitzer Prize, Nobel Prize, 2 times you have. Then you have the subject names. Unlike literature, which is a common noun, physics, chemistry, medicine, economics, and peace all are proper nouns. Then you have Grammy Awards. Awards is a common noun, But when it comes as a part of a proper noun, it becomes a proper noun. Oscars, proper noun. 2 times it comes. Then Cannes Film Festival is Cannes Film Awards, also proper noun. French and American and Booker, Pulitzer we already had, and British. All these are capitalized, very easy for you to make out, because you can, just by looking at them, you can understand that they are proper nouns. Also, they are names. So proper nouns are very easy. Now we come to the common nouns. Awards, as I already told you, literature, as I already told you, these are all common nouns. Field is there, categories is there, those are also common nouns. Music is there, films, then films is twice, one after another. Then you have statuette, all these are common nouns. So you can easily see that these nouns, which are scattered all over the passage, can be proper or common nouns. Since we are practicing only proper and common nouns, I'm not underlining or I'm not highlighting any other nouns if they come. Even if the nouns are there, I'm not telling you about them. Because when we do collective nouns, when we do abstract nouns, we will practice only those nouns. We will not practice there the proper and common nouns. This is how learning of grammar is done. You can't do this when you're speaking or writing. Please remember that you will have to look at it as a collective. You cannot say, I will use only proper nouns when I speak or write. I will use only common nouns. You can't. It is according to the usage, it is according to the needs of the situation. But when we are learning, we divide it into small units and then we learn. That is why it is important for you to remember that. Now, the test of proper and common nouns for the advanced level. Here is the passage. Let us see. Penguins are aquatic birds which cannot fly. They live mainly in the southern hemisphere. Many of them can be found near the continent Antarctica. Some species of penguins are also found near the equator, like the Galapagos penguin. Penguins are used to life in the waters of the oceans. Their feathers are like flippers and are usually white and gray or black. The colors help the birds to camouflage. When they swim, the motion looks similar to flying. Most penguins eat fish and squid in addition to other sea creatures. They can swim underwater too. Penguins spend half their life on land and half in water. So that is the passage. You can see the passage and first try to identify the proper and common nouns, then check the answers in the next slide. Here are the answers to the advanced test passage for proper and common nouns. The proper nouns, as you can see, are highlighted in green and the common nouns in gray. Major nouns in this passage are common nouns. As you can see, there are so many gray highlights. But proper nouns are very few. But it doesn't really matter because as long as you're able to spot them, that is good enough. Southern hemisphere is a proper noun, although hemisphere will be a common noun. Southern can also be an adjective, different ways it can be used. But here, the southern hemisphere refers to a specific part of the globe, and that is why proper noun. Antarctica is the name of a continent, so it is a proper noun. Galapagos penguin is also a name of one species of penguin, therefore proper noun. Now, penguins are all common nouns. You have throughout the passage, penguins have been highlighted in gray. Birds, also common noun. Continent, common noun. Equator, common noun. Life, common noun. Waters, common noun. Oceans, usually water as we will do in the next video which we have, water itself is uncountable noun. But when we use the word waters, it's a different meaning. It is not the plural of the word water, of the noun water. So you have to remember. Whereas ocean, oceans, singular and plural. That we will do in the next video. Feathers, common noun. Flippers, flippers are, they are not like, they're like what the ducks have. It's like webbed. You can easily swim using it. They look like feathers, but actually they are flippers. White, gray, black. These are all common nouns in this sentence. Sometimes these colors can be used as adjectives. You can say white wall, where it becomes a description for the wall. Colors, noun. Birds we have already done. Motion, also common noun. Fish and squid are common nouns. Like water, we don't say fishes and squids. Fish and squid itself here implies an uncountable number. Underwater is a place, so that is a common noun. And life has already come. Land has not come before. So land is a common noun. Water is also a common noun, although we came across waters, but I told you that water and waters have two different meanings. The next category of nouns, which we started studying from the first slide I showed you four, this is number 3, collective noun. Examples are here. Once more, the words which are in bold are the collective nouns. The other nouns which are there in the sentences, I have not highlighted them because we are not studying those. A band of musicians came to participate in the program. Band here is the collective noun. Band here implies, the word band has many meanings. Here, the band is used as a collective noun. Musicians, common noun. Program, common noun. We are not highlighting. We saw a shoal of fish swim past the boat. So shoal is a group of fish. The specific term used for a group of fish, collective noun. Shoal is what is highlighted. Boat is a common noun, not highlighted here. A herd of cattle was grazing in the field. Cattle, here, group of cows, buffaloes, bullocks, etc. Herd is the collective noun. Field is common noun again. Cattle is also common noun. We are not talking about those. There are a swarm of bees. Swarm here is the collective noun. Bees are some insects in the beehive. The ship's crew, people who work on a ship, collective noun is crew. There might be 10 of them, there might be 100 of them. In a single group, they are called crew. They're not called crews unless they belong to different ships. Was preparing for the voyage. Voyage is common noun. We have not highlighted it. This case will go to a panel of judges. Panel is collective noun. Judges is common noun. We have not highlighted. We are only highlighting here collective nouns. The audience at the theatre enjoyed the play. Audience is a group of people, not a single person, collective noun, and theatre and play are common nouns we have not highlighted. A fleet of cars made up the cavalcade. When VIPs pass, you see a whole lot of cars going. We also call it a carcade. Now here is the word cavalcade. Fleet is the collective noun. Cars and cavalcade are both common nouns. The photograph shows a pride of lions, a group of lions called pride. The gunshot frightened a flock of birds. Flock is used for a group of many things. Birds is one of them. So, flock is here bold, and neither lions, nor photograph, nor gunshot, nor birds, because these are not collective nouns. Here we are only talking about collective nouns. So you can see all these highlighted words. It's a single word, it's not a plural word. It's a single word which denotes a group. That is why they are separate from nouns. Common nouns have a singular form, a plural form. As soon as it becomes more than one, you have the plural form. If they are non-count, they have a same word for singular and plural, as I will give you examples of in the next video, which we have later. Today, we are talking about collective nouns. As we did with the proper and common noun, we had three levels of testing. One is the beginner's test, one is the mid-level test, and one is the advanced test. So here also, for collective nouns, we have three passages, and then the answers follow them. But as I'm reminding you every time, please do not go to the answers directly. Then you will never be able to check up whether you have understood what has gone ahead. Once you understand grammar clearly, you will never make mistakes in the use of a language. You will become conscious that, oh, I'm making this mistake. People who take grammar casually are the ones who continue to make mistakes in the use of language. So here is the passage. Let us look through it. In the fields, there were a flock of sheep grazing. You have to find out the collective nouns only. There are many nouns, but we only want collective nouns. Suddenly, a gang of thieves came along to hunt them. The sheep ran away, so the thieves started looking for some other animals. Suddenly, they saw a herd of cattle and tried to shoot them. The cattle could not run fast, but a squad of policemen passing that way stopped the hunters from harming them. The gang ran away from the squad for fear they would be caught. Soon they came to the coast where a fleet of ships was anchored. The gang thought they could steal something from the crew, so they tried to get onto the ship. But a pack of dogs stopped them. Before they could go any further, an army of soldiers saw them. The gang got scared of so many soldiers and ran away quickly. I'm sure you can easily make out that wherever the plural noun is preceded by a word which refers to the entire group, all those are collective nouns. It shouldn't be difficult. All the other nouns are immaterial to you. Here are the answers to the beginner's level collective noun passage. Since we had two varieties of nouns, I had used two colors for highlighting. Now we have only collective noun, therefore only gray is used. So you have collective noun flock for sheep. We used it for birds also, if you remember. So here we are using flock of sheep. Gang we are using for thieves. So gang of thieves. Later, gang is used alone. So it is a collective noun representing the thieves which are not there. Then you have herd. Herd of cattle also we saw in the examples, I think. And then you have squad of policemen. So squad is used once more, and that is, where the policemen don't come. So you can see it is a collective noun. All these are collective nouns. I have given you many examples of collective nouns in the collocation second video, where you have the noun and noun collocation which goes together, and the noun and added with using a preposition. So you have a flock of sheep, a gang of thieves, a herd of cattle, a squad of policemen. Then you have only gang, you have only squad. Then you have fleet of ships. Now fleet is a group of ships. The gang, here again, no, thieves is not used, only gang. From the crew, crew also, crew of sailors, crew of people who work on the ship. But that is description is not given, just the word, because ships is there earlier, here only the word crew is used. So you can see how collective nouns are used, sometimes with the group of nouns which they are referring to, sometimes without them, because it is understood. Next, you have a pack of dogs. Pack is used with the noun dogs, so you know pack is the collective noun. Army of soldiers. Usually the word army has some other meaning also, but here a group of soldiers is also an army. The gang got scared of so many soldiers. Now you can replace the word so many soldiers and say army and ran away quickly. That also is a possibility. Therefore, these are the answers. All these which are highlighted are the collective nouns. I hope you tested yourself and you got them all correct. Here is the mid-level test for collective nouns. Look at the passage carefully and only note the collective nouns. There are many other nouns in the passage, but we are not highlighting anything other than collective nouns. Later, you can take a passage from anywhere and try to highlight all the 4 types of nouns which we have studied in this video. So let us look at the passage. On the way to the zoo, we saw a caravan of camels, a herd of bulls, and a stable of horses. In the zoo, first, there were many animals. There was a troop of baboons, then there was a pride of lions, a streak of tigers. Inside the zoo was a parade of elephants, a pod of hippopotamus, a tribe of monkeys, a gaggle of geese, a muster of peacocks, a slither of snakes, a skulk of foxes, and many more. These are important words for you to learn. Therefore, I have put them all together. Usually animals have their own collective nouns. Each variety of animal has a collective noun associated with it. You go to the dictionary or you go to any website, you will be able to get the whole list. I've not given you the whole list, but I've just given you a taste. All these videos are just giving you a foundation, and then the real building of your excellent English has to be built by you. Remember that by imitation, by repetition, you learn. I get many messages where they say, we want to speak like you. For a teacher, the dream is the student, the learner, should speak better than the teacher. So I hope all of you will speak and write much better than I do. But for that, you need practice. You need models to imitate. And that is what I'm giving you here. Let us go to the answers. Before that, please stop for a moment and check whether you can find all the collective nouns in this passage. So here are the answers highlighted in gray. All of them are collective nouns. Caravan for camels, herd for bulls. We also had herd for cattle. Stable for horses. Stable has another meaning also, a place where the horse stays. But here the collective noun is also stable. Some animals have many words which can be used for them as collective nouns. You will learn them by and by. In the zoo first, there were many animals. That has no collective noun at all. You have troop of baboons, pride of lions, streak of tigers, parade of elephants, pod of hippopotamus, tribe of monkeys, gaggle of geese, muster of peacocks, slither of snakes, skulk of foxes. So all the animals with their own collective nouns clearly highlighted here for you to see. So I'm sure whenever you find that the name of the animal is there in plural, the word in front joined by the preposition of is clearly the collective noun. So this way you can identify the collective noun. If you say a caravan of camels, it is not one or two camels, it's a long line of camels. Like that, we identify. Here is a test for the advanced level to find out collective nouns in this passage. Let us look at the passage. A galaxy of actors attended the function. There was an array of stars waiting to be welcomed into the hall. A bouquet of flowers each was handed to everyone. A range of events was organized for the occasion. Each guest was also given an assortment of gifts. A stream of people poured in to see the guests. The album of photos which would result from the event will be shared with the press. Unfortunately, a shower of rain ruined the end of such a good event. So here there are many nouns other than collective nouns, but this is an exercise for spotting the collective nouns in the passage. So look through the passage, wait for a minute, check if you can find all the collective nouns, and then test your answers. Whenever you test yourself and you get all of the answers right, you have a sense of achievement. Your self-confidence improves, and you feel that now you have mastered this. In this way, by practicing again and again the collective nouns, in 3 passages we had them. When you read the newspaper tomorrow, or when you read a book, next time you read a book, whenever you come across the collective noun, you will immediately spot it. That is how our language is enhanced. Unless we know the basics, language enhancement doesn't take place. So please mark the nouns, collective nouns, and then check the answers. The advanced level collective noun test is answered here. The collective nouns are galaxy, galaxy of actors. Then array, array of stars. Then you have flowers. So collective noun, bouquet of flowers. Range of events. We already came across another one, range of mountains somewhere, I don't remember. I think it was in the video where we had picture reading. So we had a range of mountains. So here it's a range of events. Then assortment of gifts. You have the noun gifts. The collective is assortment. Then a stream of people. You can also say a crowd of people. If they are violent, then you say a mob. When a crowd is violent, it is called mob. These are all collective nouns. So as you go ahead, you learn more and more. From a single form, you can get into your mind a variety of forms by association. You keep associating this word with the next, and that is how we build up our abilities with language. Then album of photos, not a single photo, but a group of photos, album. And then a shower of rain, not one drop of rain, but lot of rain. So a shower. These are all the collective nouns which you find in this passage. There are many other nouns like common nouns, actor and function, and stars and flowers, and events, occasion, guests, gifts. Then you have people, photos, event, rain, all these press, all these are common nouns, but we are not worried about that. You should know that they are common nouns. But here, the test is for only collective nouns. While learning, we fragment. While speaking or writing, we don't fragment. Abstract noun is the last of the 4 which we had in the first slide, which I showed you. An abstract noun, as the name itself suggests, is something which you cannot touch or see or feel. It's something you can feel, of course, but you cannot taste or touch or see or hear such things. These are usually abstract nouns. That is why the term abstract is used. We have a word like abstract art, That means you look at the painting, but you don't really know what exactly is it. You can look at it, but you have to get the meaning by using your intelligence. Intelligence is your is an abstract noun, of course. So here we have the highlighted words, the bold words here are all abstract nouns. Health is wealth. So health is wealth is a very famous saying. So health is an abstract noun, wealth is an abstract noun. You can measure fever, or you can measure some other illness, but you cannot measure health. Similarly, you cannot measure wealth. You can measure money, riches, gold, houses, property, but you can't measure wealth. So abstract. Knowledge is power, but wisdom is precious. Knowledge, power, and wisdom, all these things have to be understood. You cannot say, I'm touching knowledge, or you cannot say, I'm taking away power. Power might be position, power might be your place in an organization, or your place in a group or a country. You might have power because you're a leader, but that power is your position. It is not the power. The power nobody can touch, nobody can taste or see. That is wisdom. Wisdom also is abstract because you cannot see. Humility is a virtue. Humility is abstract. Humility, modesty, to feel that no ego. I don't feel that I'm the greatest. That is humility. Virtue is a good quality. Truth is stranger than fiction. Truth is again an abstract. You can see if somebody is telling the truth, the form of telling, this, you hear a story and you say, this is not a true story. But the word truth is an abstract. Faith in the divine can move mountains. We always believe that if we have faith, we can conquer any problem in life. Faith is an abstract. Children are often afraid of the dark. Afraid is a feeling, it's an emotion. Fear, afraid, all these are abstract. Love and affection, both of them are emotions, are showered on all here. Generosity, when you give to somebody, when you are very eager to share, that is generosity, is an important trait in his character. Sorrow gives us strength. Sorrow, sadness, suffering, pain, all these are abstract nouns. Strength, determination, courage, these are all abstract. Stress and anger could be controlled. Stress and anger, both of them are feelings. We can experience them, but we cannot see them in a concrete form. As I told you, because of this, many people talk in terms of concrete nouns, abstract nouns. I have not gone into so much detail today because abstract nouns we use, collective nouns we possibly use lesser than we use abstract nouns. We often use abstract nouns, and therefore we should know how they are used and what they are. Here also there are many other nouns which I have not spoken about, so don't worry about that. Quickly now, let us do the three exercises: beginners, mid, and advanced. Here is the beginner's test for the abstract noun. You have to only find from here the abstract nouns. An old man wanted to test the intelligence of his sons, so he gave them some wealth and told them to do whatever best they could with it. The eldest son, who was very innocent, gave his wealth to the first person who asked for it. The second son was crafty and hid the wealth in a place where no one had the ability to find it. The youngest son showed courage to start a business with his share. With determination and dedication, he made his business flourish, and then he brought all the gains to his father. The pleasure which the father got from his first and third son could not be given by his second son. Simple passage, many abstract nouns are there, so all you have to do is to find them. Many other nouns are also there. Don't be distracted by those, because once you learn abstract nouns, then you can go back to the passage and find all the other nouns. Here are the answers to the beginner's level abstract noun exercise. The first is intelligence, then wealth. Wealth has come 3 times. Every time, wealth is an abstract noun. Innocent, innocence, is the abstract noun. Innocent is the verb form. Then crafty, ability, courage, determination, dedication, and pleasure. All these are the forms of abstract nouns which are there in the passage. All these abstract nouns are surrounded by other types of nouns also. You can easily look at the nouns and then you find what nouns are used here. After we've completed all the grammar, you will be able to point out each word in a sentence. What is it? What type of word it is? What function it carries out? And so on. That is where your English, the development of your English language skills will show. Today we are doing little by little. I'll do a series of grammar now because many of you are asking for it. Let us move to the next. Here is the mid-level test passage to find abstract nouns. Some of the moral lessons taught from birth relate to selflessness, non-violence, honesty and integrity, belief in the value of goodness, and following the path of righteousness. In spite of all these lessons, there is an increase in wrongdoings around us. People often fall into the temptation of falsehood, corruption, confusion, and other negatives. The resultant chaos in society brings frustration, depression, pain, and suffering to many who want to do right even when others are doing wrong. So, this is the passage where you have to find the abstract nouns. Now, wait for a minute, try to spot all the abstract nouns, move to the next slide, you will get the answers. The answers to mid-level abstract noun passage are here, highlighted in gray. Selflessness, non-violence, honesty, integrity, belief, goodness, righteousness, all these are abstract nouns. There's also value. Value is there, which is an abstract noun. Then you have temptation, falsehood, corruption, confusion, negatives, chaos, frustration, depression, pain, suffering, right and wrong. All these are abstract nouns. You must remember that right and wrong can be used in many other forms also. In this passage, they are abstract nouns. So the word depends on the function it is carrying out in a sentence, the work it is doing in a sentence. That is what you have to remember whenever you want to learn better English through or correct English through grammar rules. This you have to remember. A word is not given a single function or a single meaning in any language. You can look at your own mother tongue. You will find that a single word can do a variety of things. So that is what you have to keep in mind also. You can't say because in this video this word was shown as abstract noun, it will always be abstract noun for the rest of my life. That doesn't happen. It is called functional grammar, you know, contextual grammar. This is what we have to learn. This is the last exercise of today's video, and that is an advanced level test for finding out abstract nouns in this passage. The word discipline has multiple meanings. It may mean orderly conduct or behavior. It requires obedience to certain tenets. The word discipline veers around the idea of self-development and self-control through sacrifice and suffering on the one hand, and a sense of orderliness and balance on the other. The ancient Indian educational system of the Gurukul was meant to instill the value of discipline from an early age. Vedanta identifies 6 enemies of every human being, each of which is an offshoot of an undisciplined mind: desire, anger, greed, delusion, pride, arrogance, and jealousy. This is the passage. It has many abstract nouns which you stop for 1 minute, identify, and then go on to the answers. Advanced level abstract noun exercise answers are here. Discipline, which comes 2-3 times. Indiscipline, these are abstract nouns. Obedience, self-development, self-control, sacrifice, suffering, sense, orderliness, balance, value, discipline. Then you have desire, anger, greed, delusion, pride, arrogance, jealousy. All these are abstract nouns. You have plenty of abstract nouns in the passage, and you can see that with this we have identified the 4 types of nouns which I had listed in the first of the slides. After doing these exercises, you should be confident that when you find a noun in any passage, or when you want to use a noun, you will be able to use it properly in its right function, because you're using the right type of noun for the right context. Once you know these 4 types, you will also know, by constant exposure to these type of nouns, how they are used in your speaking and writing. After all this effort which we are putting into English is for speaking and writing better. Therefore, I wish you to practice from each of these passages your speaking and writing too. I don't have to identify the title as speaking and writing. When I'm giving you so many passages in grammar, they also should help you in your speaking and writing, reading and listening. I'm reading out the passages to you. So listening and reading, all these can be done from each of the grammar videos also. In each of the grammar videos, I will identify one area which we will talk about. So that's all for today. Thank you and all the best.